Hi guys, in this video I'm going to give you just one quick tip to make sure you're implementing correctly to help you achieve your goals for either fat loss or hypertrophy muscle growth. So that one tip is consume sufficient protein. I'm still amazed at the amount of clients that come to me that are still consuming insufficient protein to meet their training requirements to essentially help them achieve their goals. I believe this is probably the case for a number of reasons. I know most people are aware of the application MyFitnessPal, and even though this is a fantastic tool, I pretty much have all my clients use this tool, it's important to add a little caveat. This is using correct macronutrient and calorie targets. The problem with MyFitnessPal is their default settings is based on insufficient protein. They're basically mirroring government guidelines. Quite obviously this is not tailored for trained individuals, people trying to achieve hypertrophy goals or fat loss goals. So it's just important to note, excellent tool, but with the caveat you're using correct macronutrient and calorie targets. So what figures are we working from? Okay, some very ballpark figures are 2 to 3 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. I know Eric Helms published a recent study where he essentially showed positive effects even higher than that. However, 2 to 3 grams per kilogram of body weight is a very safe ballpark figure to start from. It's also important to note, depending on your goals, you're either going to be on the lower end or the higher end. So essentially, if your goal is fat loss, you really want to be working in the higher end, so 2.5 to 3 grams per kilogram of body weight. The reason being, amino acid oxidation is going to be obviously higher during an extended fat loss phase. On the flip side, if your goals are hypertrophy, I'd focus on sticking to the lower end, so 2 grams, 2.5 grams per kilogram of body weight. It's also important to know that there will be some outliers to this, so just note these are very general guidelines and you may have to adjust according to your results. Therefore, you may require slightly higher protein. However, rather err on slightly too much protein rather than not enough. Furthermore, the reason why I base protein requirements on body weight and not lean mass is it's very difficult to determine an individual's body fat percentage. Despite calipers, they tend to put the individual too low than they actually are. Even DEXA scans have their limitations. However, it's important to give a big caveat. Obviously, if you're an overweight individual, you're going to be an outlier to this formula. Therefore, I'd suggest the following. I would suggest setting your goal body weight and then aligning protein targets in line with that number rather than your current body weight, because quite obviously protein is going to come out way too high for an individual like yourself. This is actually a recommendation that Alan Aragon makes as well. He uses goal body weight a lot more. However, I'll only use it for certain individuals. So I hope you can implement this immediately. If you don't know if you're consuming sufficient protein, simply track it like an application like MyFitnessPal. Obviously ignore their generic figures, but just type in the foods you're eating, just see how far away you are to my guidelines. 2 to 3 grams per kilogram of body weight. Like I said, you may require slightly more than that. I'd suggest either on the lower end for muscle gain and on the higher end for fat loss. So I hope you found this useful. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Have a good day. Thank you very much.